A leafy suburb on a quiet weekday morning. Could this be Jazz moonlighting as a courier?
Are you expecting a parcel today at all?
No, unless my wife's ordered something.
I've only got a postcode on it, which is really annoying me, so I have to knock on all the doors.
Looks like he's trying to deliver a package.
Mr. Ahmed?
No, Manfred, you need.
How do you spell McCartney? Is that J-E-A-N?
Unfortunately, he's having trouble reading the address label.
Oh, no, yeah, it's not this place. Yeah, sorry, mate, I'll try another one. Is anyone else who may live in the house? All right, no worries, it's one of these. Thank you. Well, have a nice day.
This is robbing the hood. A little later in the day, Polly and Jess arrive in a taxi. They look like they've just come back from an exotic holiday.
We'll be right back.
The tanned hustlers jump out of the cab and head towards a nearby house.
I'll ring the doorbell. Hi there, sorry to disturb you.
We're staying with Kieran round the corner. We just come back off holiday, he's not in. And he was meant to pay for our cab for us because we've only got Thai bar on us right now. So he's just told us to go and knock on a neighbour's door to see if
we could borrow some money, and then he's coming back in 20 minutes.
And we're really stuck, and the driver's getting a little bit
mad.
Yeah.
He does look like the miserable type.
Is there any way you could help us out? It's 30 quid for the taxi, and Kieran will be back in 20 minutes.
He'll be
and
back
he'll come
so
straight
soon.
round.
So the girls are staying with a friend who was going to pay for their taxi, but he isn't in. Will this neighbour help them out of this sticky situation?
Who is it?
Kieran.
From 116.
I don't know if I've got 30 quid on this, I'll see what I've got back.
Yeah, that'd be great. Thank you.
Thank you
very much.
The Mark goes inside to see how much cash she has in the house.
I've only got a fiver. Is that any good to you?
£5. That won't cover much of a taxi ride.
Maybe.
Fiver.
Could I try that one, see if he'll maybe kind of lay off a little bit? That's great. I mean, it's 30. Let's see what he does.
But the hustlers take what they can get.
Thank you very much.
Just
Thank you.
tell him.
Got a fiver for you, sir. And let's go.
Their next mark is just a quick drive round the corner.
Let's go to the next house.
Next one, please, Paul.
Next one
it
now,
may
Paul.
take a bit longer than we thought.
This scam only works because the girls were able to give the name of a real neighbour. So how exactly did they do that? It was thanks to Jazz and his little fishing expedition this morning.
Hey, let me check.
He just needed the first name of someone living on the street and their house number.
This place. Yeah, sorry, mate, I'll try another one.
Once he'd established the information, he walked around the corner and passed the details on to the rest of the hustlers waiting in the cab.
Right, is this Kieran? Yeah, Gene. His name's Johnny. All right, cool,
Thanks.
good luck.
It took just a few names from each street to be able to knock on as many doors in the area as possible. Who could possibly say no to these damsels in distress?
Hiya, sorry to bother you.
Where did you stay?
Number 9.
Number 9 with
Yeah,
Johnny.
just down there.
And he's just called up and just said just to go around one of his neighbours.
You just came for the airport.
Yeah. And we've got
We've
no
only
money.
got-
We've only got Thai
He was
bar.
meant to pay for
I
us.
haven't even been to the hole in the wall. 2 quid or something's all I've got.
2 quid.
No. We owe him 30.
That's what I said, I've got a quid.
This guy goes to check if he's got any cash in the car.
Nothing at all.
Nothing.
Oh, no. Okay.
Oh no. Could I maybe take the £2 and bring it round to you later?
2 quid.
2 quid. That'll barely buy the cabbie a cup of tea.
Yeah.
Thank you anyway.
Each hit only takes a couple of minutes, and in a morning's hustling, the figures soon add up. Some of the hustlers' marks are a little more generous.
Oh,
Hiya, sorry to interrupt your day.
Staying at 109 with Karen just around
Derek,
the corner
yeah.
and Derek. We've just come back from Thailand. They were meant to pay for our cab for us because we've only got bar.
Can we borrow it? Is that all right? Oh, you are
thank
a superstar.
you. Woo.
Oh.
We're coming now. At 30.
Sorry, just
Thank you so
bit
much.
grumpy.
Oh, thank you for bringing the change. Thank
back
you
in
so
10
much.
minutes. Oh, thank you.
The mark actually hands over £40, even though the hustlers only asked for 30. Now that's more like it. It's back to the cab and onwards.
Yeah, then.
Good.
Nice. Don't forget the meter's on, so
looked as if they had their holiday hats on. They was going to stay with Karen next door. Taxis involved, obviously, as well. I know my wife wouldn't have done it. I just trust everybody. I think they asked for 30, and me being 40.
This is a scam that happened to a friend of ours who knew nothing about it until their neighbour came looking for their money. It really illustrates the power of a name and why you should be careful who you give your name to.
It's very simple to protect yourself from this type of scam. Never give money to anyone who shows up on your doorstep, no matter what kind of story they give you. Just send them on their way and close the door.
The hustlers are doing some cold calling in a residential neighbourhood. And they're specifically targeting people with a visible satellite dish.
I work for TRH Installations. We're doing a scheme on your street today. It's my colleague just next door.
Jess points to Paul a couple of doors down.
I'm just over there.
Two people in matching jerseys on the same street. They must be legit.
Do you have a satellite? Can I ask? Today we're doing a scheme. What we're going to do is we're going to offer for a whole year access to every single channel. All the sports, all the films. Also, you know all the box office channels that you usually have to pay for? Doing all of those as well, so you'll have access to every film.
What we do is we swap your card over, give you a new card, activate it in 90 minutes.
It's £50 for the entire year. All we want to do is at the very end is if you fill out a quick survey telling us how you found it.
So Jess and Paul work for a local satellite company and are signing people up for an Access All Areas promotional deal. For a one-off top-up fee, existing satellite subscribers will get all premium channels for a year, and it only costs £50.
That's £50.
For the entire year?
As long as you do the survey.
As long as you do the survey, yeah. It takes about 2 seconds. Something you'll be interested in? Like I said, for £50 for the entire year, yeah. It's a great scheme. Shall I go and get one of the technicians for you? You can come. He's already done a few houses right now. I'll go get them for you. OK, no worries.
So have you got the cards now? Give me the card you've got and I'll go and get you a new one.
Looks like the hustlers have a customer.
Right, do you want to replace that?
Aye.
Right, it'll be £50.
Aye.
If you want the card just now.
Aye.
Great, OK, I'll do that for you. I'll be right back.
In order to upgrade their package, Paul needs to swap the viewing card for a new one.
Right, there you go.
Alex must have a stash of new viewing cards in the van. Because after some paperwork, Paul returns bearing a welcome package, complete with a VIP viewing card. Paul puts it in the receiver.
Right, and you've still got everything here, which is good.
It must really be a legitimate viewing card. Otherwise, it simply wouldn't work in the receiver.
That'll be £50.
There's just a small matter
Thank you very much.
of the one-off fee.
I'll be right back with your receipt. OK, no worries.
Actually, no one will be getting a receipt because as soon as they've got the cash, the hustlers jump in the van and are gone. So what's really going on?
OK, I'll do that for you. I'll be right back.
The secret's in that brand new viewing card the hustlers are getting from Alex. Here's what the marks didn't see. Alex took their existing viewing card, gave it a bit of a clean, added a sticker to make it look new, and handed it back to Paul attached to a bogus welcome letter.
Right.
All the Mark's old channels reappeared.
Perfect.
Of course they did. It was their own viewing card after all.
Right. That'll be £50.
They all paid £50 for a little green sticker and an official-looking letter.
Did you, me dear? Made easy.
Unfortunately, those premium channels will never appear, no matter how long they wait.
50 quid for all the channels, that was it. The guy who was pretty convincing seemed to know what he was talking about.
People looked genuine enough to me. The guy came in, the card related to the headline on the paper. His van was all logoed up, so I'd seen all that. She told me she was going to come back with a receipt, but she hasn't came back yet.
Unlimited satellite for £50 seems too good to be true, but it's the small details that make this scam convincing. Companies do occasionally run trial schemes for new services, and with the badges, uniforms and official-looking van, this offer seems completely legit.
A CD of call centre sound effects. and a cold call to someone who's about to receive the offer of a lifetime.
Oh, hi there. My name's Susie. I'm calling from the Ultimate Gadgets magazine. How are you today? I'm fine, thanks. Good. Now, listen, I'm not trying to tell you anything.
Your name's been selected by our system to take part in a new feature we're running, giving ordinary people a chance to try out all of our latest TVs, Blu-rays, iPads, PCs, any sort of
Technology that you can imagine.
If you're willing to take part, we can deliver a brand new state-of-the-art 3D
Television to your home, install it for you.
and then you can keep it if you want to. If you don't like the TV, then we'll return it and reinstall your old one.
So is this something that you'd be interested in doing? Yes. Fabulous.
A new TV for free? It's an offer too good to refuse.
We'll probably be able to deliver the TV to you sometime after 11:30. Is that okay with you?
Lovely, thank you. You're welcome. Be with you soon. Bye.
Buckle up. This is old for new. Later that morning, a delivery van turns up. It's got lots of authentic-looking branding, so it must be genuine. The mark is outside and gets a good look at the van and the delivery men.
How are you, mate? You all right?
How did you hear about me? Did my wife fill in something or...?
You know, we just get sent to where we get sent to.
Because I'm not wanting you to take my telly and ripping me off.
No.
Some people are just too suspicious.
You're going to get a nice brand new one.
3D.
It's 3D, state-of-the-art. And also, if you don't like it, you get your old telly back and you've had a nice new telly to play with. It's a very good TV. Can we have a look at your one? Yep, thank you.
The workmen go inside to look at the mark's existing TV. It'll be swapped for the new one. They also place some hidden cameras to capture the action.
Just on a bracket here. Okay.
All right, let's just grab the other one.
Having scoped out the living room, Alex and Jazz head outside to the van to bring in their delivery. Here it is, a state-of-the-art 3D high-definition TV.
I wouldn't mind having a watch of one of these.
Before the new one can go up, the existing TV comes down.
I'll just unplug.
Though it doesn't do 3D, it's still an expensive high-end television.
Take care of her.
Oh, yeah,
This is my baby.
Is that your baby?
The Mark's TV goes in the back of the van.
Oh, get the duster out. Jen, get the duster out.
Are you ready? Yep.
Jazz goes back inside to ask the Mark how he'd like the new one to be installed.
Do you get glasses with it? Do you have to have glasses
Yeah,
with it?
you do. Glasses are in there and stuff.
Are they? Right.
Would you like it put up on the same bracket?
If you can.
Yeah, no, that's cool. So, okay, the best thing is probably take it off of your telly and put it and just...
Yeah, and hook it back onto that one.
Is it possible just to move all this stuff out the way so we don't kick anything? All right.
That should keep the Mark busy for a minute.
I'll move my very sharp sword that I can use.
Jazz isn't hanging about. He heads straight into the driver's cab, where Alex and Jess are already waiting with the engine running. And before the Mark has a chance to react, Alex hits the accelerator, and they're off. Taking with them the Mark's pride and joy. But this guy doesn't take it lying down. He's straight into his car to give chase. Fortunately, his samurai sword is still in the house, and the hustlers have too much of a head start. When the Mark returns empty-handed, he isn't happy. Still, at least he's got a brand new TV boxed up in the house, doesn't he?
Oh, look. Books. Excellent. Just full of stupid books. What a great con. What a great con. I'd fell hook, line and sinker. Something that's free, it's not a good offer. You know what I mean? There's something there.
If you're ever unsure about a company that you're dealing with, then look them up. Look on the internet, make some phone calls. If they don't check out, then keep them out of your home.
Alex and Paul are driving around a residential area looking for some roadworks. They'll be using these as a part of their cover story because Alex and Paul are going to pose as workmen from the local water board. They will attempt to gain entry to a home and, whilst the owner is distracted, rob the house. Alex and Paul are rigged with hidden cameras on their helmets and in their toolboxes, so we can see how this scam unfolds. They're going to hit a house that is dead opposite the roadworks.
Ready? Yeah. Hi, from the water board. We're just doing a check down here. Do you mind if we run your water for a few minutes? We're just going to run a dye through to make sure that the water's clear. It's very...
Where did you see you're from? So we're from the water board.
From Thames Water. There you go.
There you go.
All right.
The owner checks their ID, which of course is false.
Okay, it's fine. We'll just step in. We'll just have a quick look downstairs.
Do you mind if we just step in and run the water? I mean, you'll see what I'm talking about. It's really just to run the water on your tap. We're going to run a dye through, and if we see the dye, we know that you're connected to the wrong supply.
Do you have anything upstairs? Do you have any bathroom upstairs?
Yes, I have.
Now Alex has to get the lady upstairs, leaving Paul to rob the house.
All right, if you mind showing me where it is, after you. He's going to be fine. He's just looking
I'm
for
just
the
going to
dye.
watch your water for a few minutes.
As soon as Alex gets the lady up the stairs, Paul starts to strip the place of its easily saleable items.
All right. Do you mind opening that tap for me as well? Yeah. Do you mind undoing it for me? Because I need,
Alex has to keep the chat going in the bathroom to keep the lady occupied while Paul gets her car keys.
Possible. Now, can you just tell me if you see any blue dye coming?
Paul has a good route around in the kitchen.
Just let me know if you see anything blue coming through there. Yep. Rob, anything downstairs?
Alex checks on how Paul is doing while the woman watches the water tap. Now Paul has to hide the stolen items inside the toolbox they brought in.
Is there anything coming from there? All right, we just need to leave it just 30 more seconds.
It's big enough to hide a camera, 2 mobile phones, a games console, the car keys and her purse.
All right, Alex, I think that's clear.
Paul gives the all-clear signal. It's time to leave.
Thanks very much for your help. Okay, cheers, sir.
Thank you, take care.
Paul was only on his own for just over a minute, but this householder has just lost all her valuables.
Don't be trusting of officials who knock on your door. Uniforms are possible to get. If you've got any doubts about who they are and what they're doing, ask for identification and then ring the company and check they're doing work in your area.
Jess has been out, looking for a specific type of house. It needs to have an alarm system and the owner must be at home. Having found one that fits the bill, she's noted down the company name on the external alarm box and has looked up the property's phone number using an online directory service. She puts in a call.
Well, hi there. I'm calling from security. Are you aware that your silent alarm has been set off? If it's been set off within the last 15 minutes, have you been at home? Well, whenever a silent alarm goes off, it's our policy to send out a couple of technicians straight away because obviously we need to make sure that everything's okay.
So Jess has found a security-conscious Mark who's bought her story and is now expecting some technicians to take a look at his alarm.
Okay, thank you very much. Okay, bye.
He won't be disappointed.
Oh, hi there. I'm from the security company. They giving you a call? Yes. Your alarm seems to be going off. Are you monitored?
Apparently they are.
Okay.
I just really want to check the sensors that you've got. Have you got one up here?
Yeah.
That's registering clean. Do you have one down here, sir?
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
It's the one on the front door that's the one giving us the problem.
There's one in the kitchen.
Do you have your front door keys? Because sometimes when you lock the door, if the temperature changes, sometimes these are misaligned.
Alex is using technical talk to make the Mac think they need to carry out a standard engineer's test.
Yeah, there's a set on there. Can I try locking your door, sir? Yeah. Sometimes the deadlocks just shift with wooden frames. So if you don't mind, I'll lock the door, and if you just set it and see what happens.
We do both locks, actually, when we go out. Can I ask you just to put your code in there? Just your code. I'll look away, obviously. I don't want to. Great, and just switch it off.
That seems to be fine. Are you going to be setting
it
at the top
local
later
exchange.
today?
We might be. We're going out, yeah.
Okay. Well,
Right.
if it goes off again, we'll let you know.
The test has shown that everything is in order.
Sorry to bother you, and
The Mac now thinks his alarm system is fully functional again. Of course, there was nothing wrong with it in the first place. The Mac's house is now empty, just as the hustlers knew it would be. The Mac told them himself.
we're going out, yeah.
Okay.
But they're still faced with a locked and alarmed property. How can they possibly get an entry? Easy. When Alex and Paul visited the house earlier, they were after two things. First, the alarm code.
Can I ask you just to put your code in there?
Paul may have been looking away, but the hidden camera on his clipboard wasn't. And whilst Paul was keeping the Mac busy, Alex was outside making a plasticine imprint of the front door key, giving them everything they needed to burgle the Mac's house. Paul punches in the code to deactivate the alarm. They don't want any real technicians turning up. Alex heads straight for a set of car keys that he spotted on his first visit. It's payday. This burglary has just stepped up a notch. Alex and Jess install hidden cameras in the sitting room to capture the robbery on film.
We're set?
Yep.
3. Oh, she's heavy.
Jess keeps an eye out for neighbours as Alex and Paul walk off with a 32-inch plasma TV.
Why am I the one walking backwards?
Why is that?
With the unexpected bonus of the car, they're getting out as quickly as they can. Alex checks out his new set of wheels, a £17,000 convertible. And they're gone. The whole burglary took a matter of minutes. Less than an hour later, the Macs return home, not noticing that there's a lot more parking space than usual. As they get out of their car, they see that all the lights are on in the house. The Mac naturally thinks back to the unexpected visitors he had earlier in the day.
Well, I had a phone call earlier to say our control had gone off. And they said they were sending some people around, but 2 guys turned up, which we presume was from the company. And I think that was them.
Always check ID before you let anybody in your house. If you're unsure about their credentials, call the company they claim to work for and check again. Once they're inside your house, never leave them unattended. Now, if you're unsure about your house alarm, if you think that your code has been compromised, then change it. In fact, the more often you change it, the more secure you'll be.